Uh, let's talk about context API. It can be useful when passing a big state between components. So, like there are multiple ways to pass data between components. Like you can use regex, you can use props, and one of those ways context. And so let's start with context. So for that, first step will be like you need to create a context, like and context react dot create context. So this will be our first step. And so suppose we want to pass some data between we want to pass some data from our root component or parent component to the child component, and that data will be like common data. And so how can we do it? So first step we need to create a context that will be like context, and then react dot create context. Second step will be like suppose we have two components, right? And it will be like return and div. Okay, and then we have another component called footer. Uh, and they save common data, and this will be like child 1, and this will be like child 2, and this is our parent component, parent component. Okay, so now I want to pass some data from parent to those two child component without props. So what I can do, like I will create a like, so first step I create a context. Now I will pass the data using that context. So I need a provider, context dot provider provider, and it should be like okay. And what we can do, like I find this method will be okay. Now you can see we are getting a like value props is required to context provider. So we need a value prop. So I will give value and I will pass here such a, so suppose a string, and now I can consume that string into both of my child component. So what I need to do for that, constant like so name, and then we need to use context. Okay, and use context will be like, and then we need to pass our context. Okay, what case we do like this, and now we can consume it. Before that we need to write those component here. So let second will be footer. Okay, so we need to import context package. You can see using that context we are able to pass like common properties to both of the component, like design some container. So I have one design for container, and I will apply it to on both of my component. So class name like container, and then okay. So you can pass any type of uh, state using value. So let's verify it. So we will create a new state called like emp details and set emp details and use state. So we need to import use state. Okay. So now we will pass some like complex object. Game name will be xyz game, and then second will be like how many sales we have. Sales will be like 20,000, and sorry, okay, we can create a quite complex object, but in my case I am just like creating a object with only two properties. Now we need to pass this property like game detail. So we will pass it like this, and what we can do like we pass like emp details, like emp detail, game detail, set okay. So now we pass game detail. So now what we can do like we can destructure it here like this, and we can do like game name and then sales, and we will use okay. And what we can do like here the game name and then some space and then sales. Okay, and similar thing for the bigger company. Okay, also like we can easily update it state, and it will be updated into the both of the component. So what we can do like, let me create a button, button, okay, and then on click, I will try to update this state. So I will create update game. Okay, I have a new property called new function update game, and it will be like a function because it's a function component. And now I will create a new state here. So constant new game, and what I can do like I will use some random stuff like math dot round and then math 100, and I will be like and then math dot random plus multiply 100 plus 100, something like this, and it will give me some random ID random game with like adding some suffix like some number. Okay, and now we update new game. Uh, new game. Okay. Now, whenever I click, this game need to be like update. The both states should be updated into the both component. So what we can do, update game, we need to set state again, and then we pass this. Okay. So each time we're clicking, like we can see we are getting some new games. Okay. So this way we can pass data using context API. So it contains three steps. Step one, we need to create a context. Step two, from your root component, you need a provider, and provider also contain a value prop, and that value props you can pass anything like state, or in simple term it can you can pass any type of object to this value. And then the third step, like whatever your component, you need to like consume those contexts. So I mostly do restructuring, but you can do it's in your own way. Like you can create a object and then using dot you can get the property, but I found it better. So when context API will useful, like suppose you need to pass a big state between components, then it can be very useful. And most of the times where you need to pass common states, like suppose mm, uh, I get some data from a API, and I have a lobby and which contain 200 games, and which contain 200 products, and I want to pass that data into like multiple lobbies. But I am pretty sure that if uh, uh, it will be common across all the component, then I should always go for context. Yeah, that. Thank you, friends.